In today's session, we will do the same lesson, lesson 5 of Vistas, Should Wizard Hit Mommy? So it will be our second lecture for the same. So dear students, be ready to answer the query. Yesterday I had told you that there will be two queries after we will be able to complete this chapter. The first query, are parents right in their thinking regarding their child's welfare? And second query is, should we interfere with the ways of nature? So we had done first paragraph, and the first paragraph was highlighting the overview of the same story. First of all, look at the recap of the same. I think very clear so far as this particular part of the lecture is concerned. It will highlight the recap of our previous lecture, that is lecture of yesterday. So you must have studied this particular point, that there are two main active characters in the same story, Joe and Jack. Daughter and father. I think very clear. Storytelling activity was custom. It had become custom as father used to tell the stories daily. Father narrated stories to Joe in the evenings and for Saturday naps. I think first point is very clear. Second point is, he had started that custom 2 years back, and which was in continuity. So that is why the father was feeling mentally exhausted, because he was thinking on that particular line that ultimately would not be able to design new ideas for the new stories, because that had become very old custom. Very clear so far as second point of recap is concerned. Look at the third point. Each story used to be with a variation of the same basic theme. The basic background of the story used to be same, but little bit differences were created, little bit distinction used to be created by the father. Now just look at the basic background of each and every story. Story used to start with Roger, something that is with an animal. I think basic point is very clear. The story used to start with the Roger, something dash dash dash, or an animal, etc. He used to suffer from some problem, and he used to be given the guideline by a wise owl to move out to a wizard. The wizard used to solve the problem with magic and ask for fee. Roger used to, with insufficient money, wizards used to show where and how money could be found. Very clear up to this particular point. And the last point of recap is, Roger used to find the money, and he used to pay the money to wizard, and he used to come home happily after playing with a number of animals. And Roger's daddy returns from Boston, and the family used to have their supper in a very sincere way. I think till that particular point we did. You are very clear about the recapitulation of the same story in a very sincere way. Let us start from the next page, and today we have to look at the explanation of page number 49. So let us start enthusiastically, dear students. The little girl, not so little anymore, the bumps her feet made under the covers were halfway down the bed, and the double bed that they let her be in for naps, and when she was sick, had at last arranged herself, and from the way her fat face deep in the pillow shone in sunlight, sifting through the drawn shades, It didn't seem fantastic that some magic would occur and she would take her nap like an infant of 2. Just look at the 3 points of same paragraph. You have to look at. First point is that little girl was grown-up girl. How can we say that particular point? The proof of that point is highlighted. What is the proof? You have to look at the bumps. Bumps here, you are able to understand the curves of her feet. Made under the covers. Covers, you must be able to look at top sheet. Were halfway down the bed. So that the curves of her feet used to be halfway down the bed, and that bed was king-sized double bed. Parents had permitted her to use that bed while she used to listen the story from her father during naps and when she used to be sick. Ultimately, she used to arrange herself in a congested order, in a contracted form. I think very clear up to this particular point. This is a live proof that that girl was grown-up girl. So that is why her feet used to be down from the bed. She was not able to settle down in the bed. Even that was a big bed. I think very clear up to this particular point. And ultimately, she used to arrange herself. So now just next point you have to look at from this conjunction and from the way her fat face deep in the pillow shone in the sunlight sifting through the drawn shades. It didn't seem fantastic that some magic would occur and she would take her nap like an infant of 2. Look at the beauty of these words. Here, the father wanted to highlight the point that while he used to look at the face of that girl, it never seemed to him that that girl was in sleepy order. The basic purpose of telling the story of father to daughter was she should be able to sleep in a comfortable way. But it seemed that she could never ever be able to get in sleepy order. So I think you must be able to look at here shade highlights curtains. So sun rays used to enter in the house from the curtains, from the window, and might be that curtain was a little bit of thin textile. I think you have to look at this particular point. So that is why sun rays used to enter in the house and the sun rays used to highlight the face of that girl that was a big face. Because she was now grown up girl, so that is why this particular word, these 2 words, fat face, chubby face, I think you are able to understand. The second point is very clear. Never seemed to her father that she would be in sleepy order. So now just look at the next, her brother Bobby. Bobby was her younger brother who was just 2 and already asleep with his bottle. So she was in sleepy order. She was sleeping with his bottle. Might be she was drinking milk from the bottle and she felt sleepy. He felt sleepy at that particular moment. Was directly seen that Bobby was in sleepy order and bottle was seen. With his bottle, I think very clear, there is no doubt in that. Jack asked, who shall the story be about today? Now just look at the question of Jack to Joe. Right now, Jack is asking question to his daughter Joe. Who shall be the story be about today? He wanted to make the query that what kind of story she wanted to listen on that particular day. Very clear up to this particular point. Now just look at the next row. Jo squeezed her eyes shut and smiled to be thinking she was thinking. Her eyes opened. Her mother's blue skunk She said firmly. Just look at the beauty of this small paragraph. She is used to highlight that particular point that she would like to listen the story of Roger dash dash dash. Because in the base background you have studied that the animal used to be same, but the conversion of name in the animal was done. Roger word was a very common word. So that is why she had spoken the words. This particular word Roger dash dash dash. Dash 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 means any new word can be here instead of dash dash dash. She became very excited, deeply, and she smiled to be thinking as she was thinking. Now she was just feeling very excited, so that is why she was just making pause that she was thinking. Just look at the beauty of this line, smile to be thinking she was thinking. She was just smiling because she was feeling very excited at that particular moment, because she was waiting for the surprise. So what kind of surprise? New story from her father. I think very clear, there is no doubt in that. Her eyes open. Look at the next. She used to open her eyes, her mouth, her mother's blue skunk, she said firmly. Just look at this line, it's very tough. You have to look at the meaning of this line in a very sincere way. Her eyes. The earlier sentence we have studied that she used to close the eyes in an excited way. But here, again, you will have to look at the things. Next step was she had opened her eyes. Her mother's blue, just look at the beauty of these three words. Her eyes were familiar to her mother's eyes. Clear. In heredity, she had taken the shade of her mother's eyes. So that is why her mother's blue, I think very clear up to this particular point. You should be able to note down, because this is very tough. Just speaking or just highlighting the same. While she had opened her eyes, these particular three words were highlighting that her eyes were blue. And blue eyes were quite familiar to her mother's eyes. I think in heredity, she was able to get the shade blue of her eyes because her mother's eyes were blue. I think very clear. Skunk, she said firmly. Now she was able to highlight the complete name of animal. She had highlighted confidently. Firmly means confidently, that she want to listen the story of Roger skunk. Roger dash 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 dash. You have to look at the things. She had just highlighted the word that is skunk. Wanted to listen the story of Roger skunk. She had answered the query of her father, and so that is why she had answered that she would like to listen the story of Roger skunk. The previous paragraph, just look at the last sentence. Jack asked, who shall the story be about? And she was answering that particular query in a very decent way. Very clear. But here, her excitement is shown. She had closed her eyes deeply, and then again she had opened her eyes. Her eyes were blue because her mother's eyes were also blue. Very clear up to this particular point, there is no doubt in that. So formally, I have told you people that confidently, that girl had just announced that she would like to listen the story of Roger skunk. I think very clear. Look at the next paragraph. A new animal, Joe squeezed. A new animal, they must talk about skunks at nursery school. Having a fresh hero momentarily stirred, Jack to creative enthusiasm. All right, he said. Once upon a time, in the deep dark woods, there was a tiny little creature by the name of Roger Skunk, and he smelled very bad. Just look at this paragraph. A new animal. That was purely new animal. Roger Skunk was very new animal. So that is why Jack was thinking on that particular point. They here highlights the students of her class and she. They must talk about skunks at nursery school. Father was thinking that she was able to listen that particular name, that is the name of Roger Skunk, in her school. She might be studying in nursery. So that is why this sentence is highlighting that these students of nursery class were able to look at that particular animal, Roger Skunk. So that is why that girl was able to look at the name of that animal, that is Roger Skunk. I think very clear. It's a very tough line you have to look at. Having a fresh hero momentarily stirred Jack to creative enthusiasm. Having a fresh hero. Let's look at the things. Here, hero is Roger Skunk. Because the main person or animal whose basic background the story depends upon is the main hero. Very clear up to this particular point. Was able to listen the name of Roger Skunk momentarily. Look at this particular word momentarily. Look at the things suddenly. Start Jack to creative enthusiasm. So that had brought new enthusiasm in Jack because that was a fresh hero. That animal was very fresh animal. And he was thinking on that particular line that that girl must have listened the name of that animal in her school. So that is why this particular word counts at nursery school. Because she was nursery school, she must have listened that name in that school only. Very clear. All right, he said. Now the father is starting the story. Just look at the beginning of the story. This entire chapter will cover the story. You have to look at this particular point. Earlier to that point, we have just looked at the basic background. Now, I think very clear up to this particular point. This story we are going to begin with will be throughout the chapter. I think very clear. You should be very cautious about that. Be vigilant. All right, he said. Father was agreed to tell the story of Roger Skunk. So that is why he had commented, all right. Once upon a time, in deep dark woods, there was a tiny little creature by the name of Roger Skunk. Highlighted that once upon a time, very dark forest, there was a small creature. The name of that small creature was Roger Skunk. And he used to smell worst. Very bad means worst. Bad, worse, worst. Able to look at the degrees of comparison. Very bad. You have to look at this particular word, adjective plus adverb. What it highlights? It highlights that that animal used to smell in a worst way. An extremely bad way. Now just look at the next. Yes, Joe said. Just look at the response of Joe. She was replying in affirmative. Okay, father, just start with the story. Yes. She was just replying in affirmative. While the father of Joe had started the story, she was replying. No doubt that a reply was not required at that moment. Just look at the next. He smelled so bad that none of the other little woodland creatures would play with him. Father was highlighting that animal, that is Roger's skunk, used to smell in a worst way. So that is why none of the other little woodland creatures would play with him. So that is why no animal used to play with that particular animal. Due to his worst kind of smell, no animal used to play with him. Other little woodland creatures, I think you are very clear up to this particular point. There is no doubt in that. Jo looked at him solemnly. She hadn't foreseen this. Jo, that girl, was looking at her father seriously. Solemnly means seriously or sincerely. She hadn't foreseen this. Foreseen means predicted. She could never ever be able to predict that story will be of this kind. I think you must have noted down the meaning. Foreseen. Foreseen is prediction, predicting, forecasting. She was not able to predict that her father would be able to look at the story of this kind. Look at the next. Whenever he would go out to play, Jack continued with zest, remembering certain humiliations of his own childhood. All of the other tiny animals would cry, "Ugh, here comes Roger's stinky skunk." And they would run away, and Roger's skunk would stand there all alone, and two little round tears would fall from his eyes. Just look at this particular story in a very sincere way. So if we look at the next step of the story, next step of the story is highlighting in a very different way that other animals used to be away from that animal. The reason behind that was his worst kind of smell. So now just look at, now Jo could never ever be able to predict that her father would be able to tell such kind of story. So whenever Roger Skunk, the main hero of the story, would go out to play, Jack was telling the story in continuity. Just means enthusiasm. Being very clear up to this particular point, remembering certain humiliations of his own childhood. Continuity with the same story. While he was telling the story, he was just recalling humiliation of his own childhood. Just look at the beauty of these words. These words highlight that while father of Jo Jack was small, he might be the sufferer of some insults, humiliations during his childhood days. I think very clear up to this particular point. Jack was telling the story enthusiastically, and he was also recalling certain humiliations of his own childhood. This particular sentence very clear. While Jack was small, he might be the sufferer of some kind of humiliations in the golden period of life, that is childhood. All of the other tiny animals would cry. So what was the next step of the story? Just look at all other tiny animals. Tiny means small. All of the other tiny animals would cry. All small animals used to shout or cry out, "Oh, here comes Roger's stinky skunk." They used to cry aloud that there comes Roger's stinky skunk. Stinky means the animal with bad smell. Very clear up to this particular point, there is no doubt. While he used to move in the forest, other animals used to highlight this particular point very loudly. That here comes Roger's stinky skunk. Wanted to highlight, other animals wanted to highlight that the Roger skunk was full of worst kind of smell. So that is why they were giving the title name. Here comes Roger's stinky skunk. And they would run away. And they used to run away from that particular animal. They used to be very, very far away from that animal, that is Roger's skunk. Because they could never ever like the smell of that animal. And Roger's skunk would stand there all alone. Roger's skunk used to stand there all alone in a pessimistic way. And two little round tears would fall from his eyes. The two little round tears used to fall from his eyes. Because he used to feel pessimistic, because the purpose of his outing was to play with the animals. Animals used to hate him. Reason behind that was her worst kind of smell. His worst kind of smell. So that is why he used to weep. That is why this particular sentence is highlighting that two little round tears would fall from his eyes. Very clear. He used to become emotional, in tension, in his pessimism. The corners of Joe's mouth drooped down and her lower lip bent forward as he traced with the forefinger along the side of her nose the course of one of Roger Skunk's tears. I think you have to look at the meaning of this very tough line. First of all, note down the meaning of drooping. So if we look at this particular word, drooping means coming out or changing the direction. Just look at the corners of Joe's mouth drooped down and her lower lip bent forward as he traced with the forefinger along the side of her nose the course of one of Roger Skunk's tears. As Jack used to make the story a little bit dramatic, so that is why he used to involve in certain kind of actions and reactions. Now just note down the action done by Jack here. Jack used to just look at the things, trace with the forefinger. Forefinger is the index finger, that is the first finger. So along the side of her nose, he used to make action and reaction. He used to just trace the tears along the side of Joe's nose, the course of one of Roger Skunk's tears, because he wanted to highlight Roger Skunk's tears practically. But just look at the action and reaction of that little girl. The corners of Joe's mouth drooped down. She used to act and react in a very different way. The corners of her mouth used to be in a very different shape and her lower lip bent forward. She used to bend her lower lip forward because she used to feel very emotional at that particular moment, emotional plus excited. So that is why she was acting and reacting like that. But her father was trying his best to make that story a wonderful story by including actions and reactions in that. So that is why he was able to look at this action and reaction. That is why he traced with the forefinger along the side of her nose the course of one of Roger Skunk's tears. I think with this, you are very clear about this particular paragraph. Just move forward. Before moving forward, listen, dear students, if we use this particular word one of, always be with plural. Roger Skunk's tears. Other examples are one of the students of +2 non-medical is very intelligent. One of all is always with plural. One of students, one of girls, one of boys. I think very clear up to this particular point. As some students are not able to recognize this particular point, they look at singular with one of. One of means out of many, single one. Should be very clear so far as this particular term is concerned, concept is concerned. Now look at the next. Won't he see the howl? She asked in a high and faintly roughened voice. Just look at the query of that girl. She had asked, won't he see the owl? She was asking very straightforward question, because in almost all the stories told by Jack, the second phase of the story used to be, while any animal used to be the sufferer of some problem, he would use to visit wise owl. So that is why this query was done by the little girl, that is Joe. Won't he see the owl? Now she was making query that if he would not be able to see the owl, what, dear students, is a question of will not. Sometimes we get confused with that. We cannot. No, it is will not. Be clear up to this, so far as this particular small line is concerned. She asked in high and faintly roughened voice. She had asked this query in a very loud volume, but that volume was not giving any impression. The reason behind that was she was very confused. She had become very pessimistic. She had become very emotional. So that is why that particular sound was faintly roughened voice. She was not able to speak confidently at that particular point because she had become extremely emotional at that moment. To look at the trouble of Roger Skunk, she had become extremely emotional. That is why not, she was speaking very loudly. She was asked, but she was not able to elaborate it in a proper order because her voice was not favoring her due to her pessimism, due to her over emotional nature, action. Very clear. Sitting on the bed beside her, Jack felt the covers tug as her legs twitched tensely. At the next paragraph, sitting on the bed beside her. Father was sitting the same bed beside her. Dear students, you must be able to recognize these two prepositions beside. Beside is by the side of, and besides with the exception of. Father was sitting by the side of that girl, was feeling that covers tug as her legs switched tensely. That girl was able to change the position of her legs, was feeling that covers of the bed were in critical state. Tug word you are able to understand, I think. Now that girl had become grown-up girl, so that is why while she was moving her legs, so the covers here means top cover and bed sheet. But tug had become in very critical state. While she switched, I have already told you, changed her position. Tensely, in a worried way, in tension. Why tense? Reason that was she was able to look at the trouble of Rogers come in a very negative way. So that is why she had become very emotional. Very clear? Just look at the next. He was pleased with this moment. He's telling her something true. Father was feeling delighted. Why was the father feeling very delighted? Why was Jack feeling delighted or elated at that particular moment? Moment is a point of time. It is dash. He was feeling very happy or elated because he must know and had no wish to hurry on. Father was feeling elated because he was feeling that he was going to give that girl a very fine lesson. He was 100% sure that the girl would learn very fine life skill out of that particular story. Jack used to feel elated because he was 100% sure that he was telling his daughter something very true, something she must know, and had no wish to hurry. So that is why he was not in a hurry to complete that story. He wanted to pinpoint everything in detail because Jack wanted that the girl must be able to understand very fine life skill out of that. Because every story gives us a lesson. Every story. So every parent consider their moral responsibility to give very fine life skill to their children. So the basic point. So that is why he had no intention of completing the story in a very hurry way. Very clear. He wanted to move into detail for each and every point of the story. But downstairs, a chair scraped, and he realized that he must get down to help Claire paint the living room woodwork. What happened? Just look at downstairs was on the first floor. Downstairs highlights that ground floor. A chair scraped. Just look at the meaning of this word. Scraped here means dragged. D-R-A-G-G-E-D. And he realized he must get down to help Claire. And he was able to recognize the fact that he must be downstairs to help his wife Claire, because his wife was painting the living room woodwork. Don't get confused with this word. Living room means